Hello my wonderful viewers, welcome to my platform. This is Linda's TV show. If it is your first time of coming across this channel and you like what you see after watching, please subscribe, put on your notification bell, set it to all notification. In that way you'll be able to get notified each time I upload a new video, even those without notification. Here we react to all forms of videos, international and local. Every Saturday by 2 p.m. we have our interaction section. You are free to call in to air your opinion about the happenings in our society. Invite your friends, share my videos with your families and colleagues. Do not keep this information to yourself. Myself, I will be sitting down here to watch this video together with you from the beginning to the end. Then we'll go to the comment section and leave our comment, our opinion about the video we watch constructively as we watch this video, my people.
My guest is Senator Dino Melaye. Distinguished Senator Melaye, welcome to Political Paradigm.
Thank you very much.
I can still say congratulations on the successful PDP convention.
Yeah, very well so.
That's nice.
Thank you very much.
We will talk about the details of that convention and what to expect from the new National Working Committee. But let me begin by asking you this. You've tasted the waters of the PDP and the APC. If we look at party politics, away from governance, internal party politics, how do they compare?
To start with, the PDP is a political party and the APC is a mere NGO. It's a non-governmental organization. It's not a political party because all the elements and ingredients of political party as enshrined in the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended is absent in the APC, and also most of the elements and factors that are very important in the formation of a political party as enshrined in the Electoral Act is also absent. As I speak to you today, for 6 years, the APC have no board of trustees. And without a board of trustee, you can't run a political party without a board of trustees. For 6 years, the APC have no board of trustees. The APC have no national elected officers. So there's no NWC. What you have is a caretaker committee that is alien to the APC constitution itself and also alien to the constitution and other extant laws of this country. You can't run a political party without elected officials, national officials of the party. And today, that is absent in the APC. As I also speak with you, APC have not been able to conduct even one convention. I mean, they keep postponing their convention. I mean, and you can see that the PDP within the past few years have conducted 2 major successful, transparently honest conventions. So I will not be comparing the two as political parties, but I will be comparing the two as one political party against maybe an NGO called the APC. So if you talk of internal democracy starts from constituting your national officers. The PDP have just conducted a very successful national convention and have produced officers, men and women of proven integrity to run the affairs of the party. That is democracy in play. That is internal democracy in play. You know, while the APC is yet to conduct a convention, and of course they have no national. So if you talk about internal democracy, there's no internal democracy in the APC. I was in the APC, and I can say once I was blind, now I can see. And I will tell you that my sojourn in the APC is like a man going to the land of Canaan. And for you to get to the land of Canaan, you must pass through Egypt. And APC was my Egypt. And now I'm very comfortable in Canaan.
So how then do you react to people who say that the PDP and the APC are the same, bearing in mind that the makeup is almost the same? You find people who were in the PDP and now in the APC, people who were in the APC and now in the PDP.
It is not correct. It is not correct to say that they're the same. For I can tell you categorically without mincing words that most of the political parties in this country do not have ideology. I mean, they are not ideologically based. But that is not to say that the APC and the PDP operate on the same pedestal. Not at all. Not at all.
But how about the people who make up these parties? What makes them any different? Because if you talk of ideologies, you expect that politicians should have their own as well. Meaning that if you go to a political party, you go there because of certain ideologies that you expect or you have and they possess as well.
Yeah, the constitution of these parties are different. The formative agendas of these parties are different. APC was already packaged together. And that is why it's a coat of many colors. Why the PDP was consciously created by people who deliberately sat down over time to build a national political party. So you find out that there are two different, their formative stages, different, their conception, different, their delivery, different. So that is why you cannot compare both. Why there's still a lot to do in the PDP, there's still a lot to correct and ameliorate in the PDP. PDP still have more democratic ingredients than the APC.
But we've had quite a number of defections from the PDP owing to some internal wranglings as well. Let's talk about the former chairman, the immediate past chairman of the PDP, Uche Secondus, who many feel was unfairly treated. Do you agree that he was unfairly treated? Do you think it was time for him to go?
I would not want to say if he was fairly or unfairly treated, because the issue of the PDP is an internal problem. And you can say at the end of the day, it did not have any positive concomitant effect, or rather negative concomitant effect on the structure of the party, the activities of the party. Everything went all smoothly. While Secondus is by constitution, by rights, entitled to his opinion, entitled to his rights of going to court and all that, and which is a fundamental inalienable right of every Nigerian. But you can see that that did not have any adverse effect on the structure, the running, and the vision of the party. So, but defection, like you said, people practice two different types of democratic norms in this country. While some are Democrats and they practice democracy, government of the people, by the people, and for the people, some practice greediocracy, government of the greedy, by the greedy, and for the greedy. For the few who practice greediocracy, or for those who have EFCC and ICPC cases who want to get out of it, I mean, they're finding a fertile ground in the APC, because once you are a sinner, you join the APC and your sins are forgiven. So those who moved for very extraneous reasons. For it's either they have EFCC cases or they just want to.
But some of those who moved to the APC are still going through those cases right now.
But yeah, because they didn't know that to die with the devil you need a long spoon. So I mean, I congratulate them and I wish them well. But the truth of the matter is, the APC is harboring people who have pending criminal cases in court, and those who think it's a safe haven for the atrocities committed. But for those of us who believe that head or tail, and we want justice in this country, we want an egalitarian society, we want a country where justice and peace will reign, who have remained in the PDP.
Well, let's stick with the PDP.
And many of them are regretting it anyway.
Let's stick with the PDP former chairman now. You talked about how the issue with him did not affect the party in any way, but he's a politician, meaning he has a political structure. With the internal wranglings in the PDP, and because I did speak with Senator Saraki at the convention, and he said, yes, there are agitations in the party, but it did not stop the convention, as you mentioned. However, it doesn't mean that there are no agitations, and that definitely would, to an extent, have an effect on the party at some level. Are you not concerned about that?
I still want to say that it has no effect on the party, because as I speak to you, even Secondus have not decamped to any other political party. You understand? It's not as if we decamped from the PDP. And even in every family, there must be agitations, there must be arguments, there must be disorder, but that does not mean that the whole roof is coming down. You understand? There's normal bickerings within a political party, but we are both Secondus and the other side are patriotic enough to not do anything that will tear the party apart.
But for someone who, under his leadership, You were able to reclaim some states. You got Oyo back. You had Bauchi, you had Adamawa. Should I mention Imo, which was eventually taken away based on the Supreme Court ruling? And then there's Edo State. If he says he was unfairly treated, is he right?
I am not secondus, and I do not have the celestial powers to reason secondus or to think for him. He is entitled to his opinion, is entitled to whatever thinking he is going through. I'm not in his shoes, so I don't know if he's fairly treated or unfairly treated. But what I'm trying to make you understand is that both secondus and every other person in the PDP will have a common goal, and that is to rescue this country from the satanic administration of the APC and to build a better society. That's bond is keeping everyone together. But as a human being, as an individual, secondus have the right to ask for what he thinks is, if you think there are infractions anywhere.
I think it's interesting that you have kind words for him, because the River State governor didn't have those kind of words for him. Described him as an enemy of the PDP. That's why
I will not describe him as an enemy of the PDP. No.
Very well.
And he's still a member of the PDP.
Let's talk about the new leadership of the PDP, the National Working Committee now. They have their work cut out for them going into an election year. As we approach the 2023 general elections, what are your expectations of this new leadership?
What I expect from the new leadership is success, victory, triumphant songs, and complete booting of the APC from Asorock. Because I think the PDP is fortunate to have Dr. Yocha Ayu as our national chairman, a man who is intellectually sagacious, intellectually mobile, a seasoned administrator, very urbane, very humane. And I want to believe that we have a chairman that will pull us out of the woods. More importantly, a chairman that will unify the party. Not only unify the party, but a chairman that will send APC packing from Asorock. And apart from the chairman, if you look at the cream of other party officers, Senator Sam Anyanwu to Honorable Bature, the organizing secretary, these are people of proven integrity. These are Democrats that are very patriotic citizens of this country. And I do believe that the new crop of leadership of the party is better composed than anyone we've had in the history of this country.
Okay.
And I want to believe that under the capable, indomitable, indefatigable leadership of Dr. Yocha Ayu, we can only sing victory songs.
Let's talk about Kogi State now. Your posters are everywhere. What exactly is the intention? Are you fully committed to running for governor?
Yeah, by the grace of God, I will run for the governorship of Kogi State. And for me, it's a rescue mission from ineptitude, from maladministration, from perfidy, from corruption, from mismanagement of public funds. And we need to rescue the state, because as I speak to you today, the state is in a very pitiable situation. Our looting has been redefined by the governor of Kogi State, and a number of cases are waiting him at the EFCC. And there's a government without governance in Kogi State. The governor is yet to commission one project in about 6 years. Salaries are not being paid. Existing infrastructures of the party, of the state, have been sold by the governor. There's nothing.
Such as which one?
And in fact, 90% of the properties owned by Kogi State government in and outside the state, in Lagos, in Kaduna, in Abuja, have been sold.
Do you have details of these properties that have been sold?
I have details of the properties that have been sold. And I'm saying it on the national TV, that 90% of our investment as a state have been sold by Ayabilu. So, I mean, this child of perdition, this prodigal son of Kogi State. But I want to say that everything that has been sold will be recovered. Everything that was bought with our common patrimonial, will be recovered. I assure you that.
How do you hope to win in Kogi State? That's what a lot of people would ask, because in the last election you lost your local government to Senator Smart Adeyemi. How do you hope to win it?
The information is not correct.
The reports say you lost.
No, the information is not correct. To start with, democracy is about the people. Election is about the people. And as long as it will continue to be about the people, I will continue to win elections in Kogi State.
How?
You will recall that there was a recall exercise, and that is the acid test. Recall exercise that was masterminded by the governor of Kogi State, and where I was under detention by the police. And that recall exercise took place, and it was conducted by INEC. And the entire nooks and crannies of Kogi West, they got just 5%. That is to tell you my acceptability.
But that was before the 2023, the 2019 elections.
The same people. The same people.
No, I'm told you losing your local government was the 2019 election.
I never lost my local. Your facts are not correct. I claimed to have lost the election because my local government is just 1 out of 7 local governments. But I won my local government.
With how many votes? What was that?
I didn't lose my local government. But at the end of the day, when the election was manipulated, you will recall that helicopters were brought, guns were fired, my nephew was killed in my compound. Understand? At the end of the day, they declared the election inconclusive. And you will also remember that I won the election in 2019, but it was taken away from me at the court. It's not as if I won 6 out of 7 local governments in 2019. But when they went to the court to take away the elections and the court ordered a re-election, that was when they came with all armored tanks, police, soldier, helicopter, and about 10 people lost their lives that day. And the election was declared inconclusive. And then there was a rerun of election that was also militarized. And the video is everywhere where the governor is posting of and they use that to write the results. But as long as elections will be about the people, as long as elections will be non-violent, as long as election and votes will count, Dino Melaye will always win the election in Kogi State.
Well, speaking of winning elections, there's some crisis in the PDP in Kogi State.
And you will recall, let me quickly also point to you. I was in APC in 2015. I won the elections. I moved to PDP in 2019. I won the elections. So you will know that it's not about the structure or the political inclination.
If you say
it's about the person
Senator,
of Dino Melaye.
If you say you won the elections in 2019,
yeah,
you're not the senator.
I won the election in 2019 and I was sworn in as a senator, and I spent 9 months.
So that means you're making you're throwing out the decision.
I spent some months in the Senate before the court. Maybe you need to understand that election was nullified
by the court.
Yeah. I haven't spent.
So you clearly reject
about 7 or 8
the judgment of the court till date.
Second, I don't want to start. I haven't graduated as a law student. I would not want to disparage the judiciary.
Very well.
Public. We are all Nigerians, and we knew what happened.
I was going to draw your attention to the crisis in the PDP in Kogi State. You had mentioned that you wanted an audit of the finances of the PDP in Kogi State, and that's raising some negative reactions now. Some members of the PDP in the state are saying that you're trying to destabilize the party, and then there's the issue with the party chairman in the state. How will that affect your chances?
How can the call for a probe create problems? If somebody accused me, Dino Melaye, you are a thief, and I think you should be investigated, I will be happy. Knowing that I'm not a thief, I'll be happy for a probe to take place by a certified audit firm. So a call for probe in the PDP in Kogi State is not new to Dino Melaye. I've called for probes in every sector and facet of our national life. I've called for probe even in the National Assembly before. So what am I doing that is new? Before the PDP can sanitize the country, we need to sanitize ourselves. And because I'm a member of the PDP does not mean that if there are infractions within the PDP, I should keep mute and quiet to it. I think that should rather be celebrated, and that should rather be encouraged than for those who have questions to answer and are agitated. So the leadership of the party at the national level will not close their eyes to a request for a probe. in any state or any chapter of the party, because the PDP is a transparent party. The PDP believe in equity, believe in justice, believe in fairness, believe in transparency. So if there is a call for a probe in any chapter of the party, either at local government or state or federal level, it should be allowed, except there's something to hide.
But do you fear that with this kind of internal wrangling in the PDP in Kogi State, that it could affect your chances of emerging
There's no internal wrangling. Election is about, I just told you, election is about the people. It's not about the party officials. It's not about some powerful individuals. It's not about the elites. It's not about, it's not cosmopolitan. Election is about the people. And I know that by the grace of God, I'm with the people. And when the time comes, that will be exercised.
Speaking of the people, what are your intentions for the people of Kogi State as you prepare to run for governor?
To start with, we as a state, we are too blessed to be poor. Kogi State is the gateway state. And Kogi State shares borders with about 12 states in this country. And you cannot nexus the northern protectorate of this country and the southern protectorate without passing through Kogi State. So, our proximity with the federal capital is another added advantage. The mineral resources that is beneath the earth's surface in Kogi State, you can only imagine the success story. First, I am going to treat the citizens of Kogi State as customers. My relationship with the citizens of Kogi State will be a customer relationship, because you know how these multinationals and companies respect customers. They say the customer is always right. Even if you put a call through now to the customer service of MTN, you, a bricklayer, putting a call to the customer service, a graduate at the other end will tell you, "Good afternoon, sir. How are you, sir? What can I do?" That is customer relationship. So the relationship between government and the citizens of Kogi State will be government and customer. It's going to be a government-customer relationship, because when you respect and dignify your citizens, you will never do anything wrong. You will definitely do things, only the things that will promote the prosperity of the state. To start with, tourism. Kogi State is a tourist attraction. It's a former federal capital of this country. And with the water we have, all the way from Lokoja to Onitsha, is a serious resource. There's no reason why we will not be holding Olympic, aquatic and marine games in Lokoja. People travel all over the world. They go to Trinidad, they go to Miami, they go to Dubai, a desert, and they go on sea cruise for 3 hours, the safari cruise, and pay a lot of money. I want to say you can travel 8 hours from Lokoja to Onitsha on the Atlantic Ocean. But that has not been celebrated. That has not been commercialized. That has not been privatized. Then you now talk about mineral resources beneath the earth's surface. In commercial quantity, we have more than 52. From gypsum to uranium to gold to limestone in serious commercial quantities. It has not been exploited. Then the intellectual bank of Kogi State is there to be exploited. Then there's loose funds all over the world that you can attract to develop these resources. Go into partnership and create an enabling environment. Do the PPP, build, operate and transfer after 15 years. Build employment base. Improve the infrastructure of the place. And the IGR of the place will shoot up. You don't even need federal allocation. All you need is sincerity of purpose, of heart and commitment to build a society that will be just, that will be egalitarian, and that the youths will not be. Then you go ICT. 40 years ago, only countries with extractive industries produced the richest people in the world. The Sultan of Brunei, King Fahad, they were the richest people in the world at the time because of the extractive industry they control. But the world has moved from that. The richest people today are not people who have extractive industries. They are people with ideas. Ideas is the new oil. Ideas now rule the world. And you cannot catapult these ideas without ICT. So I'm going to make sure that from nursery school, the curriculum of schools will definitely change, because ICT will be introduced from nursery schools down to the universities. And government will now build nursery schools. There will be government-owned nursery schools, because
Thank you so much for watching this video together with me. Like I said before, if it is your first time of coming across my YouTube channel and you like what I do, please subscribe, put on your notification bell, share this video, leave your comment in the comment section. You are free to criticize, but let us do it always constructively. Remain blessed. I appreciate your massive support and I love and cherish each and every one of you. Until I meet you again in my next video, for now I will say bye-bye.